Maxwell. Maxwell. You must have been used to be in the choir growing up.
Actually, no. They tried to make me, but they. Well, sometimes I get a good feeling. Yeah.
I want to hear about this trip.
Well, you talking about when I went?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a bunch of work, but I'll explain it as comically as I can.
All right, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing on the mic. We're good. Everything is looking right. So I don't know where to go into this podcast. Because Ghost want to go somewhere, but
Dr. Ghost, Dr. G.
I think it's a good icebreaker, to be honest.
Yeah, but
that's extreme to jump into.
To me, it's like a main topic.
Oh,
I mean, obviously, if nobody holds back, then it'll be a good topic.
I'm not holding back.
I may hold back.
I ain't gonna hold back, y'all.
I ain't holding back. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
So anyway, the one thing I want to talk about, because this will lead into a couple different things, but so I realized the other day, how much y'all ain't no good.
What?
Because I got this beard, right? I've been growing this beard for a couple months. And when it got wet the other day, right? I was shaving it, it got wet, and then when it sticks together, I was like, damn, don't I look like fucking Davy Jones from fucking Pirates of the Caribbean? It didn't look like beard hair. My beard hair is so soft, right? It looked like fucking tentacles and shit coming from my fucking chin. And I was like, these motherfuckers got me out here walking around like I'm looking for the fucking locker and shit.
Everybody beard does that when it gets wet, though.
My beard don't do that when it gets
wet. Yeah,
I
don't.
Certain hairs just clump together.
I don't got one of those beards that's nice and full and nappy. My shit is long and soft. It's like vagina hair. Literally, you probably felt vagina hair that was more coarse than my beard.
I imagine I have.
Because when you feel the shit, and thinking of that, it's when's the last time you felt vagina hair? Because people be shaving and waxing and shit nowadays. How many interactions with a bush have you actually had? I'm not talking about Republicans, but how many interactions with a real bush have you had? And then if you did, did you nuzzle it or did you just kind of stay away from it?
No, we nuzzled it. We nuzzled it.
We nuzzled it.
We nuzzled it.
Yeah.
It's the royal we, sir.
Like it was another guy.
Oh, the royal we. I love the royal we.
Another person was involved in that, right? It was two of us,
You just
all nuzzled in there,
That shit. No.
You just treat it as another person. You see a bush, it's like a unicorn. Come, let me have a look at you.
Nah, fuck that.
This feels like we're starting off the rails.
But weren't we already off the rails? Anyway, I got a couple things to say. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the introduction of the Two Dab Crew podcast. This is episode 8, right? Yeah, episode 8. It's your boy Powder here. We got Andre. The doctor is in.
Dr. G, baby.
Dr. Ghost and Ergoff is back from his business exploits and
I have returned.
in South Beach.
The only one the sun flew in the flesh.
So, before we get into anything, I do want to say a couple things, right? One, shout out to everybody that's recently been listening to the podcast. If you didn't know that shit was going on for 10 months, right? People hit me up yo, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, we've been doing this shit for almost a year. All of a sudden the last 2 episodes is now everybody wants to get on the train. Yo, man, I heard you at last episode. All y'all talk about is shit. I was like, what you mean? It's y'all talk about shit on the walls. I'm like, we talk about a janitor, and that.
They missed the whole part where we were trying to elevate janitors and bring it to people's consciousness, and just stuck to the shit on the walls.
Janitor need to make $15 an hour.
Okay.
But apparently also I was shaming Walgreens workers. So I do want to make my apology like out there for all the people I offended, saying that you don't deserve $15 an hour for the job you do.
Listen. I think we're setting a dangerous precedent by apologizing for the things we talk about. No,
listen.
Because then we're gonna have a long list.
Listen, I'm not saying that I still don't think that. Like, if you work at Walgreens, I don't think you deserve to make $15 an hour in the climate that we live in Florida with minimum wage is like $7. I don't think that. I don't think there's anything wrong with working at Walgreens. I just don't think it's a $15 an hour job, considering it's way worse jobs out there that don't make $15 an hour. So, and if I give you $15 an hour to work at Walgreens, there ain't gonna be no dollar cheeseburgers no more. You imagine the price of a date if everybody was making $15 an hour as a minimum?
I wasn't here for that, of course. I was listening though to make sure y'all wasn't talking shit. So let's just get that out there. See how. So I was hoping y'all had a terrible podcast without me. Just gonna be honest with you.
We had Dr. G backing us up.
I do apologize to my Walgreens workers who think that I was shitting on Walgreens as a job. No, I just said you don't deserve $15 an hour, and I'm standing by it.
This sounds like one of many girlfriends came out the woodwork and was all like, "Oh, so you talking shit about Walgreens, right?" Because she worked there and like she was wearing the uniform.
Look, I'm not gonna say where it came from. Just know I got your feedback and I apologize. Man. But also, like I said, like to the people who've been listening to the podcast, especially my people at work, who be running up on me now, like all of a sudden, like I'm like somebody different. Like they be running up, oh, I heard that. Like, oh my God, I didn't know you was like that. I didn't know. Listen, it's called politics, all right? At work, you got to be somebody that they want you to be.
Yep.
Like outside of work, you could be who you want. But I do appreciate y'all listening because I know it and I feel the love. And I love y'all for listening. And whatever feedback y'all got, keep kicking to me. Now, another thing. People be like, yo, let me get on the podcast. Yo, I got an idea for the podcast. Like, that's how I know, like, at one point, people is listening.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, I'll listen to your podcast. But every podcast, we say the same shit. If you got a topic, hit me up at 2dabcrew.com or on any social media platform at BP_2dab. Right? Oh, you got a topic, you got feedback, you want to be on the podcast. Go to these fucking platforms that I waste my time setting up. And then I will filter your feedback. Don't run up on me like when I'm at McDonald's and be like, yo, son, I want to be on the podcast. Like, I'm fucking hungry. Like, get the fuck out of my face. There's a channel for you to do it. You can't just run up on somebody and be like, yo, I want to run for president. You got to go fucking file the papers. Do you think this is how real
celebrities feel like when people run up on them?
But that's
you're not even a real celebrity. You're not even like an internet celebrity yet.
But that's where I was getting at. I was like, damn, I'm starting to feel like a celebrity because I got this whole different swag when I'm walking around now because it's like, hey, you might listen to my podcast.
Oh, no, this is terrible.
You might listen.
You might listen to my podcast. Listen, when people start looking at my neck for the two titties, like I'm like, yeah, you might listen to my podcast. Like,
no, your head is already too big for them headphones. We can't have this. Your head can't get no bigger.
Right.
I'm sorry, but again, like I want to start out with saying that I appreciate everybody listening. So if you have listened to the podcast, whether you are a new fan or you've been following us from the beginning, I appreciate it, and I hope you continue to listen as we continue to blow up. Also, with that, like just so everybody knows, the Patreon is now active.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So Patreon.com/2dabcrew is $5 a month right now. Right? $5 a month going to get you bonus content. So like the episode you hear today, you're not even hearing the whole thing on whatever you listen to the podcast on, because we're going to take a piece of it and it's going to be Patreon exclusive.
Right.
So for you to get that exclusive content, or if you want to interact with us on a more personal level or anything like that, you got to go to Patreon.
Not too personal, because I don't know you like that. But
well, Lord knows I don't use social media, so if they want to hit me up, it'll have to be through the Patreon channel.
So Patreon is $5 a month, right? And shout out to my aunt because she was the first one to sign up, and I know she'd be listening. And even though She ain't got no job. She's still contributing $5 a month to us.
Bless.
Right? So going through what she go through, she still got the time to fucking sign up. So ain't nobody got no fucking excuse to be why you can't sign up for $5 a month. Right?
You sound like that streamer. You sound like that streamer, listen, bro.
I'm just being real. Like if you like the podcast, you want the exclusives, like we got that shit. $5 a month. Right? That money got to go to feed everybody kids and shit like that.
We got a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, look, shit. I'm gonna go find a kid right after this. I'm gonna be like, yo, this kid look hungry. Could have fed him, but no, I ain't got no damn subscribers on Patreon.
Speaking of which, randomly, I just fed some kids some pizza one night. They were just downstairs loitering, and they're like, "Can we have some pizza?" I'm like, "Sure, why not, kids?"
Where you got the pizza from?
Where you got the pizza?
7-Eleven, right downstairs.
Oh, so you bought him a pizza from 7-Eleven?
Yes, 3 slices.
Damn, look at you. You like what they call that, a humanitarian? I was gonna call you an Ethiopian, but I figured that was the wrong thing.
That's the wrong thing. Maybe Ivory Coast.
Look at me. Oh wait, that's Somalian. My bad. I kept him now.
Let's move on before you say something racist.
How is that racist? I think that'd be like me getting my stereotypes crossed. So anyway, so Ergoff, welcome back. You know,
thank you. I appreciate
doing your
I missed you fellas.
Your little South Beach beer thing going on. So you got any? What's the word? Give us the lowdown on.
So the trip, it was good. It was a lot more work than I thought we were gonna have to do, but it was good. We've gotten our products formulated and developed. Everything's perfect. Mm-hmm. The scent profiles are finalized, so we'll be coming to you soon. I'm excited. Like, we got our packaging and everything, as you guys can see. I'll be sent out in these spiffy little boxes. I know they can't see, but
I see y'all use the Miami Subs colors.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the colors are synonymous with Miami, man. I mean, you gotta go with the teal.
It's called South Beach beer. Like, how many South Beaches you know?
There's only one South Beach.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we were going for. We wanted to represent the heart and soul of Miami. So those Art Deco Miami Subs, iconic colors.
Why the flamingo?
It's a nice bird.
Okay.
I mean, there's no real
flamingos, and then like the state bird.
That's like, it's not the state bird, but it's very synonymous with like South Florida. Okay. Like the colors, like a lot of the pastel colors used in the Art Deco style. Like the pink hue is very flamingo-ish. Okay. So like if you go to South Florida, you'll see flamingo stuff all over. Yeah. Yeah, there's a road. There's flamingo.
Every time you play the Florida lottery, like you get
the Florida lottery.
Yeah.
Is the flamingo I don't know if it is, but like the flamingos are in the Everglades and whatnot. So
it's a great bird. And fun fact, they aren't naturally pink.
No,
they acquire that color from their diet. Yep, the shrimp that they eat.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Flamingo ain't got no beard though. Not like mine. My shit is tight.
When you gonna cut it?
Soon. No, I hope soon. Like
you can trim it, you can't.
Nah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I know I'm ready to go because
Amish.
My fucking but that's the thing is my beard is too nice. Like it is. I'm getting a lot of hate. Like I walk around the street and motherfuckers is looking at me like I slept with their ladies, and I'm like, I don't know your bitch like that. It's like, nah, it's your beard.
Well, good.
Yeah,
just tell him what time.
Listen, I'm not trying to get shanked in the bathroom because the dude think my beard making his bitch leave. I'm like, fuck that. My bitch left me because I can't get a beard like you.
Listen, do like I do when I talk. When the haters come around, like, don't hate. You too can have a nice beard.
But he's not trying to. He's not trying to hawk beard products. He's just out here trying to live.
Well, he needs to.
But that's what I'm saying. Man.
I mean, we tightening him up.
I'm just trying to do my thing, and all of a sudden, like, people gonna come up on me and look at me like that. It's worse. I don't know what's worse: a dude coming at you because like they think you sleeping with a chick, or a kid that come up and look kind of like you, and then you don't know if it's yours or not. That shit get pretty bad. You ever seen a kid that look like you, and then you start like wondering, like yo, like.
So I think the worst is like when you know a chick you used to mess with, and then like you find out she's pregnant or she got a kid, and you're like, you start doing the mental math. You're like,
I seen one kid that looked kind of like me, but he acted just like me, and I was like, ooh.
Damn.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, no joke. Like, so when I first got to Daytona, right? Boys will be boys, I guess you go say. And, there was this chick that, I used to hang out with and whatever. So, like, we lost contact, after a while. And then, like, she hit me up randomly at one point. And then she was like, oh, I got a kid now. And I was like, oh, you do? And then when I saw a picture of the kid, like, I swear to God, the kid looked like me when I was in baby pictures. Bro, I was like shitting bricks. I'm sitting there trying to count numbers.
I'm telling you,
I was trying to figure out, like I can't remember that far back. This kid looked like he's 3 years old now. Like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then I was like, yo, so you got like nonchalantly asked, so where the daddy at? Oh, me and him not together no more. Oh, thank God.
It could still be you.
No,
She's probably just trying to test you out.
Hell no.
Man. We don't put the game out on Front Street.
Bro, can you imagine?
No one will admit it, but every guy, the split second a chick shows up with a kid,
bro,
doing that mental math.
But can you imagine we just regular people? Imagine what celebrities go through.
Oh, God.
Like, I hate to be LeBron James in the club, and then like some random chicks, like I don't know how celebrity life work. Not yet. I mean, like, I'm only getting a taste of it right now.
This guy.
But
right.
I told you, man, his head not going to fit in them headphones.
Insufferable.
Hey, I'm sorry. Like, it's not me, it's the fans. We got a lot of them.
Oh, man.
So anyway, also, as of today, February 28th, you guys get the episode on Tuesday. We beat our highest streaming month yet again.
Nice.
So last September was like our highest streaming month.
Yeah.
Then January we killed it. Yeah. And now February being a shorter month, we killed it even more. So definitely a lot of people listening. So I do, again, I can't express how appreciative I am for people actually picking up.
And please be on the lookout for some future projects we got in the works.
Yeah, we just got off the phones with our dudes at Chainlink Media in Atlanta. Well, we were talking to them earlier today. We do got some things in the work with them, a couple videos and stuff and spoofs coming out. It's supposed to be fire. Yeah,
so can't say too much, but it's going to be some awesome stuff.
Yeah, you'll see later on, like when we start going the visual aspect of it. Yeah. So without further ado, we'll let Dr. Ghost take us on his first journey today.
All right, guys.
Wait, are we calling him Dr. Ghost or Dr. G?
I don't know.
Dr. G got what you need?
Like, it's your name. You can't choose it. Well, I mean, it's your podcast, right?
It's their podcast, well, man. Yeah, but I don't own you. I mean, like, I couldn't, not in this day and age.
You can fire him too.
No, I can't really do that either.
You can't fire me.
Like I think it's a known fact that people don't tune into the podcast just for me. like yeah, I'm pretty charismatic, but I'm off the wall sometimes and I say some shit, and then I need that one guy to keep me in line. Like, yo, bro, you can't say that.
It's literally been my job for the last 20 years to make sure this man don't go too far.
You can't do that. Like, that's not possible. Like, no, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble doing that. But I can do it. And also, let me just put this out there like that too, because a couple of people I done pushed the Patreon to, they was like, no, it ain't gonna have like no nudes on it or nothing, right? like literally, like, if you don't want to see nudes of me, then you better subscribe to Patreon, because if I don't get money from somewhere, I'm gonna start showing nudes
on onlygiraffes.com.
on onlygiraffes.com. Check it out. Exclusives to Dab Crew.
Right.
So anyway, go ahead, Dr. G. Like, take us in our first topic of the day.
All right, guys. First topic of the day, man. I don't know how comfortable we are with each other now, but I think we're pretty comfortable. Let's put it out there, man. Fetishes.
Jesus.
It's heavy.
Why is that a heavy topic? Like, I don't understand.
We all human beings.
Wait. Before we get into this topic, I want to know where it came from. They come from a female or a dude?
A female.
All right, so a female listener wants to know about our fetishes.
Yep.
I mean, I got so many of them, though. Like, I don't know if I call them fetishes, but it's just certain things that like irk me the right way that make me like
aroused. What?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely like I don't know. I've watched a lot of porn in my day, so there's a lot of things I've seen that's like, yo, I wish that would happen to me. Like,
did you already have those fetishes?
Or did you practice?
Porn made it okay, or did you watch the porn and then it awakened something?
I mean, I guess it's gonna get pretty vulgar. So, like, I may end up cutting this one out and putting it as the exclusive.
Oh, this will be the Patreon
on the Patreon exclusive because I'm about to say some shit.
Okay, so if it cuts right now, we all know.
Yeah. So like, if you don't get like, sir, I don't know. It depends how juicy it gets, but like maybe the exclusive is on Patreon now. So if you go from this and then you start hearing some random shit, that's because you didn't pay the $5, my man or my lady or whoever it is. And you know what? Your loss. Interesting. Yes. Very, very interesting.
I like this topic.
So we covered personality, looks, a bit of activities.
But did we or did I? Because y'all motherfuckers is looking real quiet around here.
Okay.
And it's coming from the dude who got a season pass to the dungeon over there by Pookie Friend Spot.
As y'all know, I enjoy I enjoy multiple activities. Some light BDSM.
So do you like to spank or get spanked?
It depends. So
like, would you let a chick spank you with a big wooden paddle like a principal?
I have.
Wow.
I'm what you would refer to as a switch, which means I can either be a dominant or submissive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I like to watch.
Oh.
You like to watch what? A dude get spanked?
No. I'm talking. No.
Yeah. So when you bring no,
I'm talking about like in that
voyeur
situation. Yeah, voyeurism.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not really with you hitting on me. Like, I'm not really with that, and I'm not.
I thought he was saying like to watch his lady with another dude.
Yeah, I thought that's.
So when you have a couple
that's
who
called
brings in
cook, and that's not me.
When you have a couple that brings in a dude to have sex with the wife only, the dudes were usually referred to as a bull, and the husband is a cuck.
Okay,
I'll be a bull.
Sometimes the cuck is there in the room watching. Sometimes he wants to watch from like
far away.
Oh,
okay.
He wants to watch. Maybe they'll record it and he'll watch it back later and jack off to it. Like it's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of people get it conflated with swinging and on that type of thing.
Not exactly,
but it's not.
Wouldn't swinging be when you like switch partners?
Yeah, that's why I said it's not the same thing.
So what's one of the craziest things you ever done then? In this world.
That I wanted to talk about is the wax in the dungeon with like a bunch of people around. Like that shit was crazy to me.
Wax?
Yeah, so like I was on a table and this chick was like pouring hot wax on me.
On your chest?
On my chest.
With no shirt on?
No shirt on. Yeah.
And you still got hair?
Yeah.
Oh, she went doing it right.
It's low temperature wax. So like you could theoretically like rub your hands over it for like a bit of time and it would end up melting. So it's not like hot wax in a candle. Like that's why if you're going to do wax play, you don't use like regular candles. They make specific low temperature wax.
But how many fools are out there that the actual candle
They do
wax
that literally all the time. It's
and
pretty
they
funny.
be in the ER with 3rd-degree burns.
Right. It's pretty funny. But yeah.
Even though now when I was a kid, I used to like that big candle there. I'd stick my whole hand in that bitch, and it wouldn't burn that much.
Yeah.
Well, that's just hot wax. It ain't like it's that big of a deal. What's the craziest thing you did? You sitting there asking him. What about you? Come with a topic. It don't even want to fucking talk about it.
Being selective about it.
I did talk. Damn, craziest thing I've done.
I don't know about.
I guess I would have to say I had sex in a movie theater before.
That's high school.
Yeah.
Not for me. I wasn't that cool in high school, but that's high school.
I had elevator sex in a glass elevator.
Whoa. How many people saw?
I don't know. I wasn't
elevator really sex in a glass elevator. That reminds me of that scene from Wolf of Wall Street where the dude was getting domed, and then it was the office slut, and he ends up marrying her.
Yeah.
Also, I lost my virginity in the layaway department of Kmart.
I had foreplay. Disney has an underground tunnel at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I did foreplay there on the underground tunnel.
I got roadhead all the way from Archer to Gainesville.
Jesus.
I mean, Alachua to Gainesville. That was great.
The hell's Alachua?
The next city over. So it was a good bit. It was a good little drive. Oh. It was spectacular.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. Nope.
Not even for Patreon.
See, like
not even for Patreon. I'll tell y'all afterwards.
So, like, this is exactly like that whole topic is probably gonna be Patreon exclusive.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not even gonna.
You go get there. So we're gonna jump into another topic because, like, I feel like we're giving them too much.
Okay.
So another topic on the books. Before we get into anything else, I guess what was it? The most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
It don't have to be sexually, I guess.
It fades over time, so it's hard to.
I tell you, one of the most embarrassing things that happened to me, which nobody I mean, obviously everybody gonna know about that shit now. But when I was a jit, when I was in kindergarten, in kindergarten they had nap time, right? So nap time, I went to sleep, woke up. I guess I shit my pants while I was asleep.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Right. So they had a shower or a bath in the school or whatever, like, which is weird. So the teacher had to wash me up, and then the only clothes they had was like some girls' clothes. So they I guess girls' jeans or whatever, and I had to wear those home because
wow.
Yeah,
it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, right. But good thing, like I said, like nobody was there. Like nobody could sit there and like make fun of you and call you the poop kid, you know. But the fucked up part about it was it happened again. I don't know how the hell I shit my pants twice in one school year. I mean, granted, I was only fucking, 5 years old or whatever, but still, this shit is pretty embarrassing. Like that, I still remember it. Like I can never live it down. Like I always look in the mirror, like you shit your pants that one time, you son of a bitch. How can you be cool? Nobody likes you. You shit your pants.
Oh my god.
I think my most embarrassing moment, when I was in the 8th grade. Coming off Christmas break, my mom used to buy clothes off a lady she sells clothes out of the back of a truck. So, she bought me these pants and, Fat Albert pants. I never forget.
The fake FUBUs?
No, it wasn't fake FUBU. It was just Fat Albert.
Yeah, but if you remember, Fat Albert was part of the FUBU collection.
Yeah, it was FUBU collection. So, I got the pants. You know, when you were young.
Or was it Fat Farm? I don't remember Fat Farm or FUBU.
It was Fat Farm.
Yeah.
It was one of them.
So
it could have been South Pole.
No, it was Fat Farm.
It was Fat Farm. So when you were in school, when you have that fresh outfit, you're like, damn, you're going to kill him today when you see him. Yeah. You have it ironed. You pretty much put it on before you even go to school the next day. You wear it to go to bed. So I wear it to go to bed, and I'm walking to school with my boys because they live right across the street. And first thing they notice is, they're like, Logan, you got some nice pants. I'm like, yeah, man, they Fat Alberts, man. Thanks, man. They're like, hey, why does Fat Albert have a beard? My face just turned ice red. And I knew I couldn't go back home. My parents were going to kill me. So I'm like, damn, let me just go to school and just take it like a man. So all day long, people were clowning me. It got so bad to where when I got to 3rd period, there was a teacher called Mr. Bennett. He put me in front of the whole class, had me turn around and be like, guys, don't you ever wear something like this to school.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
that is bad.
Dude, bad.
That's a bad teacher.
Bad, Mr. Bennett, man.
Yeah, but you know what? That's in 8th grade, though. Remember, to me, like the transition from elementary school to middle school was such a different experience because the teachers were used to make fun of them and shit.
Yeah.
Like the teachers started fighting back when you got into middle school. By the time you got into high school, the motherfuckers was ready to throw down.
They were ready to throw down.
Like
man.
You ever been in a rank session and then the teacher just come out and then fucking lay you flat?
Yep.
I can think of an embarrassing moment. It seems like at the moment probably the most embarrassing thing. So I was just starting to date this chick, and I was this was when we were all back in Gainesville, college times, and like I was getting to know her or whatever. I've always been the kind of person to have like a nice apartment, clean, everything set up nice, and my place was the place to be, right? So I'm chilling on my sectional, and for some reason, I guess I got my legs up, and literally the whole date we were watching movies, we were talking, we were doing things. My dick was just out of my shorts the whole time.
That is embarrassing.
The whole time. Like I didn't realize
that tiny
because
meat
the shorts were pretty long, so I didn't realize it was gonna be just like,
Yeah.
And so, but it was just out there.
But who noticed it? Did you notice it, or she noticed it? She didn't notice it.
I was terrified. She said she didn't notice, but I noticed she kept looking at my crotch. So I'm like, she probably just trying to let me off easy.
She saw the balls. She saw the balls, man.
She saw all of it. She saw the anaconda and the eggs. Like, wow, it was bad. And continue it, bro. I'm telling you, it had to have been. I was in that position like for a while. Like, and the craziest thing, I know she could have seen it at one point, or maybe she did. If she was with it, I don't know, but like, how sometimes you're watching a movie, the girl sit in between your lap or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That had happened, like everything. Like I'm just like.
So do you close your legs a lot more now?
Nah, I just make sure that I'm wearing drawers.
I have two questions for you. One, were you wearing drawers? Why the fuck
Absolutely
weren't you
not.
wearing drawers?
Just
you had company over the crib and you don't put on underwear?
I didn't feel like it.
Who was there? It was just you and the chick, or you, the chick, and a whole bunch of other people?
Me and the chick.
Oh, okay.
And I had
that's
on
acceptable.
some gray jogger pants shorts.
Oh,
they were pretty thick
sweatpants.
though.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'll be good with no underwear. Like it's all good. And I didn't think nothing was gonna happen. If something was gonna happen, then
and the question two is, what is wrong with you? You didn't catch a breeze? Like I'm sorry, my shit's sensitive.
Yeah, you're gonna catch a breeze.
I didn't catch no breeze. I saw it. And
because like I would have got a breeze, my shit would have started getting stiff, and then I would have been like, oh shit.
You gotta think.
Pick that up from your ankles.
It's been kind of breezy the whole time. So like. If you ain't got no drawers on, it's breezy the whole time.
It's breezy the whole time.
No, split second, I catch like a breeze on
if you sitting there with your
your
legs open, like then they teach you how to do that.
Why is my story the one you want to dissect? We wasn't dissecting your shit.
Because his shit was
wasn't
boring.
Dissecting his beard.
Come on, you can't make fun of the Haitian over here wearing the fake FUBU.
I didn't know it. It's not like I was just out here on
he had a serious bro. You know how it is to get roasted as a kid for wearing something fake. You could never live that down.
It's pretty bad, man.
His whole childhood.
My story is similar, but it's not as bad. But look, I never used to wear fake
he's never recovered. Look at his hair.
Yeah, never recovered.
This man's never been the same. I tell you, you can make fun of his school once, like really bad. That shit is life changing,
bro. I was horrified because I'm not a pull my dick out kind of person.
But that's
especially on like. I want to say it couldn't have been no more than a third date.
I don't care.
Was she a good looking girl to where you'll be like?
Absolutely. We ended up dating for 9 years.
So you probably got hard at some point. So
yeah, what the hell, man?
What you talking about?
Wait. You're not getting hard. Your dick don't feel the breeze.
Yeah,
no, not
shit don't
not
work.
Doing that. The next day she came over. We had sex. But that day we didn't.
Oh, it's my turn.
It's your turn, Andre.
I'm trying to think of one of two situations.
If you talk about the school shit, then let me cut in because I tell you what, like when I was in third grade, them motherfuckers. I told you, my teacher used to call me ashtray because like I always smelled like cigarette smoke because like everybody in the house used to smoke.
Well,
you know, like my father he would always be smoking cigarettes and shit like that, and so like the teacher they used to make fun of me because they said I smelled like an ashtray. Bro, you see my cologne collection. Like I fucking like I almost left the house today. I was like, I went back in the house. Like I didn't put on no deodorant. Like I gotta sit there and do that shit. And then it was like the fear of being made fun of.
Bro, it's
like when they used to like make fun of kids for having like butter on their teeth. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like, oh, your teeth look like butter. Or like the kids that used to wear like the tighty whities, they call them the BVDs, bro. Like my ass, it was a good thing. Like I wasn't like super popular, that people didn't like fuck with me, but I wasn't also like I was just kind of like on that island, kind of like by myself. That way I could like watch the fuck shit going on, and then I could adjust accordingly. Like, oh shit, they making fun of people not brushing their teeth. I make sounds in the motherfucker. Scrubbing my teeth. I've been lunch period, like fucking taking a napkin and cleaning my teeth, making sure my shits didn't look right. You know.
So I used to get teased a little bit up to about 7th grade, but I was fortunate to realize the type, because there's 2 types of teasing. There's teasing where you don't have what others have, and then there's the teasing where they're envious of what you have.
Yep.
And I think mine was the latter, because like, you know, my mom, even though we weren't rich by no means, she made sure that all my stuff was on point.
Yeah.
Everything was nice and clean. Like, you know, the minute something got a hole in it, she's throwing it out and replacing it. Like,
but I think that started when you got to high school, because you started being more independent. Man, middle school was rough.
Well, right,
because you were making that transition from
middle school was rough.
The thing that helped me was my family would roast. We'd roast each other too.
Yeah.
So I learned how to roast. So I think around 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade, me and my cousin, we just started roasting everybody. Like, that's just what we did. And so like people knew, they were like, well, we ain't gonna mess with them no more, because we might get it back worse than we giving it. So
I want to hear this, Dre.
You want to hear this? Okay. So this is from elementary school, right? It's actually the reason I'm funny and a clown now is because before I was always like quiet, right? Because I was a thinking kid. Like, I'm not dumb. I always play dumb, but I'm not dumb. And I was always a thinking kid. And there was this dude, and I started laughing at him in class because he couldn't read.
Damn.
So I was laughing at him because it was some simple shit. Like, I've been reading for years at this point. I think we were like in 4th or 5th grade, and then
I hope you read for years at that point.
but that's why, see, you started giggling, right? And like, you know, it's school. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And he did not take kindly to that shit at all. So after class during recess and shit, he came. He started like pushing me and stuff like that. And like he pushed me into this red ant pile in our yard. So like when I tell you my entire arms were like all bitten up, they had to pull me out of class. I had to go to the hospital. Like when I tell you I had bumps all over both arms, and like I still had like scars from it like for a long ass time.
Yep.
And when I went back to school, and like my arms were like all jacked up and stuff, they were like clowning on me and shit, saying I had AIDS and stuff.
Oh, shit.
And like, cause you know, it's like the early 90s and shit. So anything that's weird, or they're like, oh, you got AIDS.
Especially cause you was weird and black.
Right. Yeah. Right. So like that shit just traumatized me. I've never forgotten it. Like,
damn. So I found one that's more embarrassing than that one in the archives of my mind.
Ooh.
Real quick story. Gotta tell it because it's funny as shit. So I had braces in high school, and I was one of the right. Anyway, long story. Had braces in high school, and I was determined to not be like the kid that had, you know how when you take the brackets off, sometimes people have that white stuff.
The white stuff,
they didn't brush their teeth. I was determined to not be that kid.
Yeah.
And I was not. When my braces came off, my teeth were perfect. So my orthodontist, Dr. Hodge, he was like, we're going to be running a little local commercial or whatever. We want you to be in it. Then I found out there was this chick named Bunny. She's really pretty. I was like, oh, so he's hired. He's like getting pretty people. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so I was like, I got to be on it. My teeth got to be on it, everything. So I'm brushing my teeth the night before. I'm brushing. Then they like wake up the next day. I'm brushing. Well, I do peroxide.
Okay.
Peroxide will whiten your teeth really, really good. I did it for like 10 minutes though, bro. It bleached my gums. So you literally could not tell my teeth from my gums. The day of, Bro, it was the weirdest looking shit I have ever seen in my. I looked like Attack on Titan. Like, it was bad. It was super bad. Like, it was.
Imagine your funny grilling ass.
Bro, I got so lucky though because
like dolphin teeth.
I'm
like
dreading it. I'm gonna have to go there. I'm gonna have to show them. I'm like, maybe I can smile a certain way, or I'm gonna have to tell them I can't be in it. I'm disappointed because I want to be in a commercial. You know, you're a kid, you're a high schooler, whatever. So I get there, and like right before we get ready to start filming, the pink starts to come back in the gums. I'm like, yes, thank God. Even though it was super light pink, but you know, they say the lighter the pink, the healthier the gums. I was just like, this is crazy.
Andre,
I wish I had a picture.
Peroxide? You can put peroxide in your mouth?
You can gargle with peroxide. You cannot swallow it.
I was just like, y'all talk about embarrassing shit. I just thought about like something super embarrassing. I mean, but it's not like one item. It's like a chain of events. And maybe this will be the other topic for us is, where was that turning point for you as a man, or I guess as a boy becoming a man, where your swag changed with the ladies?
Oh boy.
Right? So I'm gonna go, and then if y'all got something, y'all can tell me. Right? So a little bit history of me as we're going on through this. So like, I never spent a full year in a school until 5th grade. You know, my parents had custody battles and shit like that. So first year I was in a complete school for a year was 5th grade. Right? So 6th grade, you know, going to middle school, you know, I'm feeling confident because it's my first year going to a school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, you know, everybody, you know, in middle school and shit, you always had to have a crush or something like that. So the first chick I had a crush on, right, was a Spanish girl. Her name was Alba, but she didn't speak English, right? So my friend was like, oh, you know, like you should hook up with her, blah, blah, blah. But again, you're a kid. Like, no, you ain't hooking up like that. Yeah. You know, this is back in 1998. Yeah. You know, like you're lucky just like hold hands or something. So it was like weird because like we couldn't communicate. So we'd always like have to have a friend around, and like I would try to like write her stuff for her friend to translate. So it was weird, you know, but I was like kind of sappy and shit. So they had me in gifted classes after that. And there was these 2 Spanish girls that were in the gifted classes with me. And we were basically together for 3 years of high school, you know, because that's just how they treated us. Because, you know, we were in the top 1% of the school. So we took special classes that nobody else took. You know what I mean? Like we took biology when everybody was still taking regular science. We took algebra when everybody's taking regular math. So I ended up getting a huge crush on these 2 chicks. Now, granted, when I go into middle school, I look like one of the white boys from Sweet Life on deck. You know, I had the mushroom cut, literally like when you met me, I already had the spikes, right? Yeah. But I had the mushroom cut, literally like almost like bowl style, except like literally like the hair would go right down to almost my neck. Like,
do you have a picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Afterwards. Right? No. I was really like, I was like a real white boy, you know, like look wise. So, you know, they were sitting there like, you know, like we would sit there in class, we bullshit, and they were like, oh, you should cut your hair, you should spike it up. And I tell you, like, I had the hugest crush on these 2 girls. Like either one of them. Like I just like, they were the first women to like give me like attention, you know, and I just naturally like fucking took to them. Like, hey, you know. So like when they were like playing with my hair, like the first thing I do that weekend, I go to my aunt, I want to go get my hair cut. What kind of haircut you want? I want it spiked. Right? But you know, it's crazy because like I had the crush on the one chick, the first one, and like I wrote her a poem, right? And I was so embarrassed to give it to her that like after class, like I ran up on her. I was like, hey, I got this for you. And I gave her a poem. And when she went to read it, I said, I got to go. And I ran off. Like I was so fucking like suspect, you know. And as soon as she read it, she never told me anything about it. You know, I guess she told other people because they was making fun.
She never mentioned it?
No, she was like making fun of me about it and shit. Damn. And it was like, then she started dating another dude who was in my Boy Scout troop because his dad was the Boy Scout master. And I was like, all right, that's kind of like iffy. But then the other chick I had a real thing for, and I'm talking about like I used to do like really, really like sappy shit. Like we was in biology. So in biology they teach you about the heart. The heart got 4 chambers, the left atrium, the left ventricle, you know, that shit. So I find these 4 random keys and a bunch of like rose petals, and I put it in this box, right? I put it in this box and I give it to her. She opens it. She's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's the 4 keys of my heart, because the heart got 4 chambers." You know, not like, you know, it's a little intellectual, but it had rose petals in it, and she was just kind of like, and then she graduated.
Slay bitches now,
right? No. So same chick, right? She graduates from the National Honor Society. So like the weekend before, because you know I didn't have rides and shit like that. You know, like I was taking a bus to work. I mean the school and all that. So I saved up whatever little money I could and went and bought her some flowers, and I had to leave them in the crib in the freezer over the weekend because I wasn't going to be able to give them to her on Monday. You know, because I was embarrassed to talk to my aunt about it. You know, last thing I want to tell her is, you know, I like a chick. Yeah. You know, like I don't know about y'all, but like I didn't have no father figure.
Yeah.
So I had no dude I could talk to about liking a chick, you know, and I felt like it was embarrassing to talk to my aunt. Like nowadays I talk to my aunt about whatever, but you know, as a kid growing up, that it was like shaving and shit, you know, like that's something you were supposed to get from a male, and I didn't have that.
Yep.
So I have the flowers in my backpack. So she graduates. I say, "Hey, I got some in my backpack for you." Right. So I wouldn't even pull them out. Right. Like I had her pull them out of the backpack, and she got it, whatever. You know, and this just went on for like a year. And then finally, like 3 or 4 days left of middle school, she was like, "Oh, I'll be your girlfriend." Jeez. And we were going to, our high schools were right next to each other. I went to Central. She was going to Turner Tech. They were right next to each other. So she was like, "Oh, but I'm going to Puerto Rico this summer." Shit. Or it was Dominican Republic, one of the two. She was like, "When I come back, you know, whatever." So the whole summer, I'm sitting there geeked up. Right? Like, yo, I got a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then come back when it's time to start school. I'm calling her house, the phone number she gave me. And you remember, we didn't have cell phones and everything. Yeah. So you was calling the landline. And they called and tell me, nobody's home. Right? And I was like, fuck. So finally, you know, like it's the like 3rd or 4th week of high school. And a dude of mine who was also in those gifted classes, he's like, "Nah, she's just fucking with you." I was like, "Nah, she wouldn't do that to me. Like I was doing all these nice things for her." You know what I mean? And granted, like it wasn't like dropping a bag and shit, but it was like thoughtful.
Yeah.
So we finally, like I get in touch with her through email. We communicate. She was like, "Yeah, I just told you that I felt bad for you."
Oh wow, that hurt.
All right. This was somebody else.
That was the
Alba was just the very, very first chick I ever like I guess had a crush on.
What's this one's name?
I'm not putting it out there.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I don't wish no ill. But if you want to know like what made me like
the person you are, okay.
Like when ladies are like, "Oh, this and that," it's like, you know what? Like I was super vulnerable, and I felt like I did everything right. Like I was sweet. Like maybe I didn't have that charisma or that charm, but at least I was thoughtful. And that bitch did that to me. You talk about a metamorphosis. It was like fucking Bruce Wayne falling down that motherfucking well, man. I came out that bitch dark as fuck. Came out a psychopath. Like, hold up, bitch. I gave you 4 keys. I want them shits back, all 4 of them. Oh, man. But y'all ever had some like embarrassing shit like that like alter your whole personality? Because after that, like, you know, like I'm still nice to women, you know what I mean? But like I'm not sitting there giving them too much too quick, because it's like, you know, like when I was like, I won't change for a woman. Like I guarantee I told myself at that point, like I won't do it. Like if you look at, I'm rocking the spikes. I've been rocking the spikes since I was like, you know, fucking 12 years old. Like if I go ahead when I grow the hair long and do the slick back, I do that for me. I grow a beard, I do that for me. Like, and I don't care if a chick tell me, "Oh, you look cool with this." I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not doing it. And
I think for me, it's nothing specific. It's just little instances here and there that I took out of relationships that let me know the nature of just people in general.
Yeah.
But, you know, how like women can manipulate the situation to their advantage. And I mean, I know we're not perfect or anything, but at some point, I feel like a lot of us men were, like you said, innocent and pure intentions, and they got stomped on, and then it turned you into something different.
The person you want. Yep.
I've had situations where I could have went that route, but I didn't. I chose not to harden up, because I knew eventually I'd find somebody that I could do it to, and they would appreciate it and reciprocate it. But I don't just go around sprinkling it like Salt Bae. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get to know you.
I put a little bit on this shit. It's
I got to get to know you before, because it's just if you invest too much too quick, sometimes that shit just don't turn out the way you want to.
I don't think I don't think I've changed. I just realized like I got a lane, right? Because like you grow up and you see like all these different chicks, you see like all these idealized relationships.
So I guess that story is also probably like my worst rejection.
Okay.
So if y'all want to tie in y'all worst rejection.
Oh wow. This lane is my worst rejection. Wow. So this happened late in life, right? Because also no male figure. So it was always like, oh man, that chick is cute. I ain't gonna talk to her though. So like this happened late in life. Like I was already like out of high school and working. I worked at this call center and I was feeling this chick. Yep. Like feeling her hard. And I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna talk to her. And my homie was like, I don't want to do that, man. It's like, I'm gonna talk to her. He's like, that shit don't ever end well, nigga. It's like, I'm gonna talk to her. So if you ever worked in an office setting, like if you see a dude spending too much time with the chick, one particular one, he's probably trying to smash. Or he's smashing on the down low. That's how that shit worked. So everybody already knew what was up, right? Yep. So like my homie was like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. So I was like, all right, I said I'd try it. I was like, all right, cool. I try and hook up with her. We go on like one date. We make out a little in the parking lot. And I'm like, I'm hyped. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it, right? I'm coming into my own. Finally, this is gonna be me. Yep. And then she was all like, no, you're so nice, and I didn't know how to let you down. So, and she's all like, yeah, you're a good, nice guy. You're just not my thing. Wow. And then that was the moment I learned like, yo, you got a lane, right? And you got to find something in your lane. And that was like the minute. So now I just spray that shit like, I'm nice to all bitches. And whoever's in my lane, we gon' connect, and then if we don't,
he go out there calling them all bitches, right? With to make it rain. Like you be incorporating these chicks and be asking for the bag, fool. Like, you gotta stop calling these chicks bitches. Like bitches is bitches, but chicks is chicks. Like you gotta differentiate the problem. Okay. Like chicks and bitch, they almost sound exactly the same. Like,
I know that's why it's so easy.
Dr. G gonna give you some therapy for 2021. He gonna get you to turn the B into a C, right? Yeah. We upgrade. And then if you turn the B into a C, you might get the chick with the double D's.
I think one of my worst rejections was my own fault. You ever get intimidated by a woman? You slow playing it and you're trying to do all these things, but you're not making moves that you should be making. You're not making stands and statements that you should be. So I'm a freshman in college, and before I transferred, I was going to USM. University of Southern Mississippi. There was this chick there that I liked, and I would go out with her, we'd do things, but I never really kind of made
the move,
like planted my
stamp
flag.
It. Yep.
So I'm thinking everything's going good because, like, literally, we're talking, we're studying, we're on campus all together, all the time. Every time we go out to the clubs and stuff on the weekend, I'm with her. We got a really good relationship. And then out of the blue, she has a boyfriend. I'm like, the fuck?
No, you got friend zoned.
No, well, but exactly, like, and so
she was trying to play it slow
because we had such a chemistry going on.
She needed some D, and you wasn't willing to give it up.
I was. I just.
Yeah, but that's funny because chicks be like. And I don't want to say all chicks. And again, like this is another thing where people say y'all need a chick because y'all only give dudes perspectives. But to me, it's like I think chicks just be like embarrassed to be like they got needs too. Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what's up with you? Embarrassing rejection? You got something over there? Or you just too suave?
What brought us Dr. Ghost?
Yeah.
No, man. I think my most embarrassing rejection. There was a girl that I was really into. She was my coworker. I was really feeling her. She had 2 kids. I was young, and I was like, "Hey, we start hanging out." I don't know what was going on through my mind. I let her borrow the car whenever she needed it. I let her go do all different types of stuff. Wake me up early in the morning. She needed a ride here, a ride there, because she didn't have no means of transportation.
Full Mary J. Blige.
I mean, so I'm going over the house. I'm meeting the mom. I'm doing the whole stepdad thing, meeting the kids and the whole 9. But this whole time, we never went on a first date. We never went on a first date. So finally, I'm like, hey, let's go out. So I go to the store, buy a nice outfit. I think I'm going to kill it. Calling her all night, ready to go out. We made plans. Never picked up.
Damn.
Never picked up. Kept calling. Never picked up. So the next day I asked her, I'm like, hey, like what happened last night? She's like, oh, I had a company. I'm like, oh, who was it? She's like, oh, the dude that's always coming from my house.
Oh my God.
It was a garbage man. That's why I resent garbage men. They are the scum of the earth. I mean, he had a nicer car than I did. He had the girl I wanted. And like years later, I see this girl and I'm with another girl and she's like, hey, yo, it's me. I'm like, me who? She's like, it's me. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. I guess that's when I started putting up that barrier. Like I never let anybody in. Anybody that really knows me, they know I never talk about my personal life. I don't talk about nothing. It's a wall. You won't ever get anything out of me just because of that girl. And I would tell any friend that I have that's a girl that same story. She messed it up for everybody. I mean, you can have a thing for me, that's cool, but I'm never going to show you the same type of type of love. I'm sorry, but she messed it up for everybody. I think I was 19.
I don't want to say messed it up for everybody, but
she messed it up.
She probably made it so like if you want to get to the finish line now, you probably gonna have to put in major work.
Yeah, man, it's gonna take a lot, man.
This ain't no 5K. You know, anybody could do that. You guys run 15.
Yeah, man, she messed it up.
These fucking I'm sorry, bitches. These is women, man. These is definitely ones.
I just, like I said, I was determined to not let it change who I was because I felt like now I'm giving the situation even more power than it had. You know,
I looked at it as a life changer though, because like, you know, you got to have a deep talk with yourself afterwards. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, and it's like what did you do? Like, and it's funny because, you know, like, and anybody could be in a situation not like that, but you look in the mirror and the first thing you do is like, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? Like, you always look at yourself like you're the wrong party here. Like, and in these situations, I wouldn't say we was wrong. Like, I wasn't wrong. Like, I treated you, you know, whatever. If you wasn't into me, then be a person and say that.
Just tell me, man.
You know, like, hey, I'm not into you like that. Okay, like, yeah, you seem like you're gonna hurt me, but leading me on is gonna hurt me even more.
Yep.
And especially being a child or a teenager where you don't really have
that sense of self yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're 40 years old at this point, you know, whatever, man. Fuck you. You know, move on. But that always made me want to just be upfront. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's like also a turning point to where, like, you know, like when I just say some outlandish shit, you know, and I just be speaking my mind. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I am who I am. Take it or leave it. Because, you know, plenty of other people have left it already and I've been just fine. So it's like, fuck it, you know, move on.
Do you ever want to reach back out to that person that did it? Like, to this day, I just want sometimes like text her and call her and be like, or find her wherever she's at now and be like, this is what you did to me. And I want you to feel it. I want you to know what you did to me.
Oh, wow. That was some deep hurt there, bro.
Hey, there's some hurt, bro.
No, because like I didn't. The chick that happened with, we continued to be friends. I realized what it was gonna be, and I was like, you know what? It's my own fault. I didn't plant the flag, you know, or at least make my intentions known, because sometimes, you know, like you know, Powder was saying, sometimes they're not gonna tell you, they're not feeling you. They'll just string you along for however long. So you have to basically back them up to a corner and be like, hey, I like you. Do you like me?
Yeah.
Like, and that burden normally falls on the man.
Look, I wish I could find all these people from like middle school and shit, because like, one, it was a vibe, regardless if it was, you know, it was that turning point that made me who I was. But it was like, I felt like I was doing so much soul searching, you know, like, and I didn't come to until, I mean, that's like with a lot of people, you know, but it's like, you know, like I thank her, honestly. You know, I mean, like, yeah, you fucked me up in the head a little bit, but it also, I think, gave me the determination to be a little more protective of myself, and not just pick and choose who gets a piece of me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, my self-worth, honestly, is higher than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do me, I know what I'm worth. You know, I got a few good friends, and they know what I'm worth. You know what I'm saying? If other people don't fuck with me, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to dummy down my brand or lower my value for somebody else. I can't give it to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I got all right, you're a bitch, cool. You know, I appreciate you doing that, but you know what? Just think of, I hope you learn from it also. You know, it's the conversation you would have. It's like the same situation like when I found out my mother passed away. You know, like, I never got that conversation with her. Like, I'm not happy or sad that she's gone. I mean, she's gone, whatever. She wasn't really a part of my life. But it's like, there's questions you got to ask. Yeah. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
You know, why would you have kids and then not want to do something with it? You know what I mean? Like, so it's all good, you know? And that leads me into, I'm going to say the last topic of this podcast is, reminiscing on your first time and whether it was a eventful experience or not.
Jeez.
Well, I already told you guys.
Your topic.
Yeah, my topic.
Yeah, but we're also dealing with a whole new group of listeners. Yeah. Like, I know some of these topics for us kind of seem kind of repetitive.
This is like a first, like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Getting to know the crew.
Getting to know the crew.
Yeah. So, like, we got a whole new group of listeners that's asking us questions, and they don't know how to go through a back catalog and listen to previous episodes. So it's kind of like a redo, and you don't have to go through because, you know, we may not have enough time. But
I'll go through it. It'll be brief, because it's interesting. Working at Kmart before, you know, all of them closed, so I'm dating myself. Was working at Kmart. It was like my second or third job or whatever, but I was still only like 16. There was this chick that I went to school with that I knew, and I thought she was really hot all the time. But I mean, she wasn't necessarily on everybody else's list, but I always thought she was kind of hot. So yeah, I would talk a little crap and flirt with her or whatever. And one day she decided to try me. And I was like, well, either I'm going to man up and do what I got to do because I done talked all this shit, or I'm going to bitch up and be a bitch for the foreseeable future. Yep. So I go to, like, it was so bad. I go to the pharmacy aisle and damage out some condoms. Basically take some of it and throw them, put them in the damage, and then we get credit
you fucking employee of the month to condoms. Dane Cook over here breaking a fucking
whatever. Damage out some condoms, go, and then she's like, whatever. Like, I need some help getting his Power Wheels up. To the
she had to attic. Make sure the work got done.
She was like, I need to get this Power Wheels up to the attic, and such wasn't coming or whatever, so help me get this up to the attic. Because, you know, like, a lot of people don't realize back then when layaway, there was a big ass attic up above the store. Mm-hmm. So, like, we're putting the thing up in the attic or whatever and putting a sticker on it. One thing led to another, and right there on the Power Wheel.
So I got two questions.
On the Power Wheels, my God.
Power Wheel.
This may save some of y'all from having to give off these stories, but one, right? What the fuck were we thinking keeping condoms on us? Like, did anybody do that besides me? Like, I want to say, like, when I was like fucking 17 and shit, like, I had the fucking Velcro wallet, like the little waterproof joint, you know, like the white surfer boys be having. Right, and I had a condom inside that shit, And it's like, when you think about it, it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
like,
no, I paid attention in health class. They said it wasn't a good thing.
But I wasn't getting enough play to always keep a condom on me. Like, so it's like, why the fuck? Like, it's like an emergency stash. And the fucking thing is, when I was 19 and fucking needed that condom, I was nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Like, here I was as a 17-year-old, knowing I was getting no fucking action. It was like, yo, I got a condom. Like, yo, I felt like I was big. Oh, I keep a condom in my, like, if I wasn't slaying nobody like that, I was just fronting my ass off. But you know what? It did what it was like when I was 19 and I started coming into it, and it was like, hey, I ain't got no condom. Like, what the fuck? And two, the second question was, do you think that the chick that took your virginity, do you think that affected you?
No.
You don't think you changed like the minute you got some? Like maybe for a certain period of time? Like okay, so my thing is like Ergoff, his was I don't know if y'all dated after that.
No, we didn't.
All right, so it was just a one-time smash and then move on. Yeah. Like the chick I lost
one time, we also did it in the library of the community college.
Okay. Anyway, there was no relationship. The chick I lost my virginity to, like I was kind of dating. You know, I was 16 at the time. I stole it from a friend. Not on purpose. You know, like if you want to know the whole story of that, then you got to go back to a previous episode because we talked about it first time. Yeah. I want to say it was episode 21. I could be wrong. Go listen to the whole fucking catalog and find out. But anyway, so like we dated and then we had sex. And the first time I remember having sex, it was crazy because it was almost like an hour long or so.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, you know, my dumb ass having condoms on me, didn't use a condom the first time. Yeah. And then like the most memorable experience about that, or I guess unmemorable, was when I had to come, there was nothing around except a old Fritos bag. You know those Fritos corn chips? Yes. So like I came in a bag of Fritos corn chips. You know, I was just like, listen, I never said I was proud to be, you know, who I am, but I'm me.
Man.
But bro, the first time I got pussy, like it was completely like different. Like you become a different person. You know, because like we dated for a little bit. So like it wasn't just once. Yeah, I'm going to school the next day. I'm walking with a swag. I'm not going to see her after school. I'm fucking taking 2 buses to go to Opelika. I live on Opelika's, you know, over there in like northwest Miami. I live in fucking northeast Miami. I'm on the whole other side of town. I'm taking a bus over there. I'm walking in the middle of the night, being the only white kid in Opelika, walking the streets. But I'm like, I'm going to get some pussy. Like, I'm gone. So here I am going and doing all this shit. I mean, granted, homegirl broke my heart. Well, not really. I'm going to say didn't break my... Yeah, she kind of did. But it was weird, you know, because it was like, you know, she was experienced. Obviously, I wasn't. It was my first time, you know, doing anything. So, like... And then porno wasn't like... It wasn't like the J. Cole song, you know, first... What was it? First Time? The one when he talked about, like, how he was, like... watching the videos to get his stroke right and all that. Like, we didn't have access to that. You know what I mean? The internet wasn't a big booming thing back in like 2002, 2003, right? The biggest type of porno I want to say I could get my hands on for the most part was like a bunch of hentai. Like, because that shit was like readily accessible on the internet. Like, you couldn't find like regular porn. Like, there was no Pornhub or shit like that.
That was before porn was basically free.
So, you know, it's like to find out about sex, again, no father figure. So it's like, what I'm supposed to do? Yeah, I just experiment. I had to go in there and learn my stroke on my own. But I tell you, man, like that first month or so, I want to say like after we started having sex, like it went downhill from there. Because the dude I took her from, she was still sleeping with him on the side. Jeez. Or she was sleeping with, it was confusing. I think she was dating both of us at the same time. And I didn't know it because obviously, you know, it was the first time you got pussy, you went blind. You know, like. So I was thinking nothing of it of when I showed up to her crib and homie was there. So then when I would get there, he would leave. I would be there with her, and then eventually I would leave. So, like, you know, of course, I'm thinking nothing.
It almost sounds like a poly relationship.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But like, it may have been like that to her. But then, like I don't know, but
you came to the realization you didn't.
Well, no. So she invited me out one day somewhere. I didn't go, and then she sent me an email saying that I wish you would have came today because I wanted to break up with you. So she broke up with me through an email because again, text messaging wasn't there, and I was like, "Damn, that's fucked up." Yeah. Like how fucked? And the place she invited me to was like this arcade. So it's like, how the fuck you gonna invite me somewhere where we can have fun and then break up with me? Then I wouldn't even be able to have fun. Like I would be fucking stranded and lost and depressed and then I wonder, like, as I tell all these stories right now, like why my doctor says I got depression. But I saw it, like the funniest part of that whole story though was later on in life, like the dude that again, we used to be a group of friends that played like cards together, and our favorite card game was Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. So I was big into that, and then we used to talk on AOL Instant Messenger, AIM. So he hit me up one day. He was like, "Yo, I got the whole Goku season, all the promos already." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." He was like, "Yeah." And while you was with Joanna, I was fucking with her too.
Jeez.
I was like, "Yeah, so was I." I said, "Did you come in her mouth like I did, though?"
Oh, wow.
Right? It was like, dude ran up on me trying to flex, and I was like, "Ah, shit. Like, I got to roast him." I guess joke's on me, though, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. But again, like, after that, like, it's all these, like, life-changing experiences that you just don't, like, you stop fucking with people, or you stop doing certain things,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why y'all look so quiet afterwards? Like, y'all ain't got no funny story to say? Like, yo, like the first time?
Not that I'm going to put out there like that.
At least in Boys in the Hood, Trey made up some shit to tell his daddy. He was like, yo, I was getting it in. And then the grandmama came home and I had to jump out the window.
Listen, what more do
Come
you
on.
want? I have shared.
I'm looking at these two over here.
I've shared a lot today.
The Haitian said that everybody says you need to talk more.
Hey, I shared enough. You guys ain't gonna be clowning me.
I can't wait for this episode to hit, and then people run up on me, and the first thing they fucking hear and shit.
You don't think they're gonna try and console you? Like, oh,
no. The last episode that hit, everybody's run up at me was like, oh, so you like titties on your neck? And then on the next episode, when I was like, hey, all they heard was, oh, you think that's all we heard? So I know they listening. They listening with a fine-tooth comb, and I know you motherfuckers out there listening, right?
But we appreciate it. We appreciate
but again, like, I guess we're gonna wrap up there. So, one, I appreciate all of y'all for listening. Two, I appreciate my aunt for not listening. I'm gonna tell her not this one. Not this one. Yeah, just skip it.
Absolutely.
Set it on play and turn it on mute or something. All right. So a couple little things that I need y'all to remember. One, if you got topics you want us to discuss, you got Dear Crew coming back in a major way real soon, right? And now you got more of an aspect. You got the doctor over here. Right, the Doctor of Thugonomics. No, right? No, we definitely looking for topics, special guests, all that good shit. Like, again, the podcast one is completely portable. We can literally record anywhere. Two, if you got a topic, 2dabcrew.com or social media, BP_2dab. It's not that fucking hard. DM me a topic. DM me a comment. DM me, hey, I want to be on a podcast. Hey, I want to set something up. Hey, if you want to record your own podcast, I can help you do that. Right? We trying to get affiliated here. If you want the bonus content about the fetishes that we talked about, you got to go to patreon.com/2dabcrew and you got to put that $5 a month up. I'm sorry. You want to hear how embarrassing that shit is? If you want to talk about that shit to me on the regular, I at least need to know you're a paying customer. If you can't pay to hear my fetishes...
What do we do if Patreon now suddenly has a larger listener base than the standard podcast?
Oh, shit.
We got to give them more.
Listen, hey, but again, like, every episode is going to have bonus content. So you're talking 4 episodes a month. You're getting at least 4 bonus topics onto the Patreon. So, sign up, get some topics, let us know what you think. But again, coming heavy in 2021. So we, again, appreciate all the love. Anybody got anything for the listeners?
No, we appreciate y'all.
Just appreciate
We
y'all.
appreciate you. You stay up until the next time.
Stay tuned. Again, 2dabcrew.com if you want to listen and you don't have podcasts. If you sign up for Patreon, Patreon's going to give you a custom RSS feed that you can put into any podcast app. So you don't even have to go on to Patreon. Like, the podcast will automatically get loaded on your phone. But you got to have a podcast app. Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Podcaster. Doesn't work with Spotify. But you can just go to patreon.com/2dabcrew and listen to it directly from there if you want to. TikTok's coming soon. 2Dab Crew TikTok channel. And promo videos definitely coming in correlation with Chain Link Media. So shout out to Chain Link Media, that Indie Life podcast, and all those boys in Atlanta. We got big things coming in 2021. And for anybody listening that wants to be part of the magic, this weekend, March the 7th, we will be recording live from a restaurant in Orlando. So I'm not going to tell you where it is because then I know you're not listening to me. I want you to DM me at BP_2dab or hit me up at 2dabcrew.com under the comments and ask me where it's at, and I'll tell you. If you don't, then you don't need to be there. But if you want to see the magic live, come hit us up. And with that, everybody good? We're going to hit you with a peace.
Peace.